Hey everybody, Matty Ice here, and in today's video I'm going to throw you two curveballs with not only a PvP build, but a hunter build as well. The background gameplay you're witnessing is from my stream that I had, come follow me by the way, and from some off-screen Iron Banner grinding to get my Iron Lord's title. So this build has been around for a while, but has become increasingly popular with the addition of Jurassic Green and Solar 3.0. Of course, I'm talking about Athrys Embrace, and that's how I'm going to be referring to this exotic. So if you're unfamiliar, this hunter exotic allows your weighted throwing knives to bounce twice off the surface, and on that second bounce, it gains some insane tracking. Not only that, but you'll be able to one-shot pretty much anyone outside of their super, and you might even be able to one-shot inside super. I was not able to confirm that. The goal of this build is to use Jurassic Green to get headshots to proc Arthur's super knife, where additional headshots can increase that duration up to a maximum of 30 seconds. Ideally, you'll get the kill with Jurassic Green to activate your Golden Tricorn, which gives you an extra 15% weapon damage buff for 7 seconds, and then with Golden Tricorn active, you throw your super knife, get a kill, and since that is a solar ability kill, it matches Jurassic Green's element. Golden Tricorn activates again to give you 50% damage for 10 seconds, and that 10 seconds will refresh on any additional ability kill, which again, your knives count as ability kills. So that's kind of the play here. You proc Arthur's and Golden Tricorn Part 1, get your super knife to kill, and then you proc Golden Tricorn Part 2 and absolutely melt people for that 10-second duration, and you can extend that again with another knife kill. Now, this is definitely easier said than done for a few reasons. For me, I experienced a few issues with not being able to see the strengthened throwing knife perk active, since only 4 perks show up at a time on the side of your screen. And the other part is that the knives are a little map dependent. What I mean by that is on maps like everyone's favorite Disjunction, it can be a little difficult to get the enemies in a good position to where you can quickly gun one down and then find another in a good spot for the knife kill. Another issue I encountered was the terrain. So since the knives have the tracking on the second bounce, that second bounce has to be in proper direction and momentum towards the target for it to still be effective. It's not just gonna completely going against its direction. So I had several knives hit terrain and just bounce completely opposite of where they're supposed to go, or hit something on the wall and just fall flat. So just know that going into a match with this build. The best maps I found for this were Bannerfall, Twilight Gap, and Fragment. I had some pretty good success on those maps, since those maps are a good size and they have some nice walls and surfaces to bounce off of. Now let's talk about strategy. The best way to get a kill with your super knife is to throw it at the ground and have it bounce into a wall and have that second bounce be off the wall near an enemy in the proper direction. I also found success with a non-strengthened knife doing this, but that does require weakening an opponent before hitting them with the knife. Just for reference, a strengthened throwing knife will do 283 to the body, and a non-strengthened throwing knife does 142. So if you're trying to get that kill, just know that's the damage threshold that you have to make up. Again, that is going to depend on the enemy resilience, but a strengthened throwing knife will definitely one-shot anyone at any resilience level. So with that strategy in mind, let's go over the rest of the build and how I incorporate it to make it more well-rounded. So starting out with the mods, on the helmet, I went with an arc helmet specifically for hands-on. Now hands-on gives you extra super energy on melee kills. Since you can be doing a lot of throwing knives, this is going to help you get your super back faster. I also recommend any targeting for whatever you're doing, so pulse targeter, auto targeter, whatever you decide to run with there. On Arthur's, I recommend melee kickstart with, again, a loader for whatever you're running. You could swap this out to, again, one of the void or solar versions to help get your class ability back faster, but I think this is the best way to get your melee back. On the chest, really the only thing you need to worry about here is Radiant Light. This is again just so you can get those stat boosts. On the boots, we're going to go with a Powerful Friends again for the stat boost, and then also some Invigorations or Absolutions, whatever you want to run here to help get your cooldowns down. And finally on your cloak, I ran double outreach or 1 outreach 1 distribution. That's kind of preference up to you. But this is again just so you can spam your class ability in case you don't get your knife back and you're able to help generate that energy that way. For Jurassic Green, if that's what you decide to run, I have Perpetual Golden Tricorn. Really, Golden Tricorn is the one you're looking for there. Perpetual is just to help out with reload speed and everything else. Alright, going into the abilities. You want to run Golden Gun with Deadshot. The reason that you do this is because your Golden Gun will cause solar ignitions with all the other aspects and fragments you're going to be running, which will then refund a Golden Gun round. This is what allows you to have that essential infinite Golden Gun that you see all the time in PvP, and it's really annoying when you're going against it. It does benefit from Radiant, but that doesn't really matter. I personally prefer Gambler's Dodge on this one because of the cooldown. You could go Marksman Dodge if you want to do that for reload, but again, the idea is to have our melee up as much as possible, so if you can dodge near an enemy to recharge your melee, I think it's worth the extra 10-second cooldown there. Acrobat's Dodge is just too long for me, so I don't really prefer that. We're going to get Radiant through our throwing knives, so you don't need to become Radiant through this. Jump is your preference. I prefer triple jump, but if you want to go with high jump or strafe jump, that's up to you. You have to go weighted throwing knife, and then I prefer healing grenade, just so you have that extra survivability. But again, this is kind of personal preference. If you want to go with a fusion grenade, thermite grenade, whatever you have there. For aspects, I'd go with on your mark and knock them down. You could swap out knock them down for gunpowder gamble, but you lose a fragment slot, which I really like to have all the fragment slots here. So speaking of fragments, we're going to start with Ember of Solace. This is any radiant and restoration effects apply longer. So again, we're having the healing grenade for restoration. We're going to get radiant from our throwing knife. So this is just increasing those durations. We're going to run Ember of Ashes so you can apply more scorch stacks. This is just to help, burn people down a little bit. If you do the throwing knife not supercharged, it can help kill them a little bit. Ember of Eruption. This is so that your solar ignitions have increased area of effect. Ember of Torches. This is what gives you radiant when you make your melee attack. And then finally, Ember of Combustion. This is what's going to allow your solar super to cause ignitions, which refunds your Golden Gun shot. And since you have increased ignition range, you could potentially get a collateral kill if they're grouped together pretty tightly. So that is the build. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, a like and a subscribe would be greatly appreciated. Again, follow me on Twitch if you want to hang out there. I will also have a Discord and a dim link in the description below. If you want to connect with me, that's the best way to reach out to me is on Discord. I do have Twitter and the new app Hive that people are kind of going to, so I'll also try to link that in the description. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.